Hey everybody, it's Todd with Wayfinder Realty, your host for Sold On Flavor. This week we're going to do a classic dessert, and that's bread pudding. I'm going to do a cinnamon raisin bread pudding, and then we're going to do a bourbon caramel sauce to go on top. This is a classic dish. I was introduced to it actually when I became a little bit older. I used to go to Mystic, Connecticut, and there was a great restaurant / inn called the Seaman's Inn. They had a Dixie style brunch on Sundays, and it was a great meal. It's all you could eat for like $18, and the featured dessert was chocolate bread pudding with the Jack Daniel's sauce. I fell in love with bread pudding. I didn't realize how easy it is to make, and you can make it with any bread. So if bread goes bad, I should say bad, but if bread starts to become hard, this is a great use for it. So I hope this will become a regular dessert in your house. And without further ado, let's go. Okay, so I'm making 3 batches. I'm making a batch for my office, making a batch for my wife's office, and obviously we're going to make a batch here for home. So the first thing you want to do is you want to break up your bread. Like I said, if you have bread that's starting to get hard, this is perfect use for it. But this bread is not. This is fresh bread. Well, maybe it's the end of the day, so maybe it's not so fresh. So we're gonna cut that up, get it in a bowl, and then we're gonna start mixing the ingredients, put it in a pan, and bake it off. Then we're gonna make the caramel sauce and incorporate that into the bourbon sauce to go on top. All right, let's get to it. In the bowl, I have 1 loaf of cinnamon brioche and 1 loaf of French bread. 3 eggs beaten, 4 cups of milk, 1 cup of sugar. Give that a mix. 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. 1 tablespoon of vanilla. 1 stick of melted butter. I have 3 sticks in here right now, so eyeball this. All right. Mix. I am going to pour the mixture onto it. And now, you really want to let this soak in nice and good. You can do that by properly stirring it. You can even throw this in the fridge for a little bit and let this sit. Due to how today went down, I do not have that luxury, so I'm just going to keep mixing this until it's fully incorporated. Then I'm going to dump this into a tray, and I'm going to bake this. And this is my bread pudding. Again, if you've never had bread pudding, you want to give this a try. This is absolutely heavenly. Oh, I almost forgot. There's my secret ingredient. My wife knows how much I love raisins. Got some golden raisins here. Throw some of those in there. Now you can add nuts. I know someone that's going to be trying this. They have a nut allergy, so I'm not going to put that in. But walnuts would be great in here. Pecans. You want to spray down your baking dish. My bread pudding. You don't have to mash it down and press it in. You actually want a little bit of mouth texture. So, just kind of level it out a little bit, give it some pokes. First thing I'm doing is making the caramel. So what I need to do is put sugar in. Doubling the batch because I'm tripling the caramels, the other sauce. So 1 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup of water. You want to make sure that the sugar and the water kind of mix, but you don't want to push the sugar up the side of the pot. So this next process is just a huge leap of faith. And what you're going to do is you're going to cook that sugar and you're going to brown it, making it caramel color. medium heat, and it'll take anywhere from 8 to 15 minutes. You can continue to stir it until it starts to heat up, just to move it along a little bit. But once it starts to bubble, don't touch it. Now, the easiest way to have done this would have been to get a bag of caramel, put in a double boiler, melt the caramel, add a little heavy cream, and call it a day. But this way you'll know how to make it if you ever want to make it yourself. Okay, so it is boiling. It's on medium heat. This is when you don't touch it. If clumps start to come up, you can use a wooden spoon or a wooden spatula or a silicone to push the parts that kind of go up the side. But right now we're letting it do its thing. Okay, you can see the slightest color change right now. If anything, it looks like it's starting to look like the color of oil almost. Kind of looks like ginger ale at this point. Again, so tempted, but leave it alone. Okay, this is getting there. This is definitely an amber color. I'm feeling good about it. I'm going to start putting the butter into it because I do not want to burn it. And it will start to bubble up as I add the butter. I want to mix that. Let's get foam up. Completely melt it. I'm stirring. Take this off the heat. A pinch of salt. Bourbon sauce. So first thing you want to do is you want to cook down the bourbon to cook out the alcohol. Measure with your heart. Again, I'm making 3 times the batch I would normally make. So medium heat on that. So I wanted to show you the caramel. It's starting, as it starts to cool off a little bit, it's starting to thicken up a little bit. As it cools, it thickens. Okay, once the bourbon is simmered for a bit and the alcohol is cooked out, then you want to start to add your sticks of butter. Melt those. All right, next up is your brown sugar. Everything needs a little vanilla. Then I'm going to add my caramel. Okay, there's the bread pudding. I'm going to cut off a piece and cover it in the sauce. Hey everybody, it's Todd with Wayfinder Realty, your host for Sold On Flavor. This week, cinnamon raisin bread pudding with a bourbon caramel sauce to top it off. How good does that look? Let's give this a bite. That is decadent. Something to be shared with a friend in your new home. If I can be of help, please reach out to me. Whether you email, call, doesn't matter. And please, if you like the recipes, like them, comment on them, share them with a friend. Until next week, take care.